Hey, what's up, people? Hola, mi gente. Before I get into it, I got to give a shout out to, Nikki. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, the title of this, you can tell from the picture this is about the Trayvon Martin case, but is black blood cheap? And people are probably wondering, you wondering where did I get that from? I actually not even sure. It was like the late '80s or the early '90s. There was a bunch of riots in a section of Brooklyn called Crown Heights. And a guy named Yanko Rosenbaum got killed during those riots. And I'm not sure whether it was his father or his uncle who said that Jewish blood is not cheap. He came on the media, and I never forgot that. Because, I'm a black man, and I don't know if he realized when he said Jewish blood is not cheap. Most black people, at least I thought, was like, well, hold on, what does that mean? Does that mean the black blood is cheap? And the guy who got killed, Yanko Rosenbaum, he got killed after the fact. The thing that made the whole... Well, I don't want to really get too deep into that case. I want to talk about Trayvon Martin. But what happened was that some Orthodox Jewish, I think it hurts, ran the red light, jumped the curb, hit a kid on a bike named Gavin Cato. A Jewish ambulance came, and they went and got the driver, but they left Gavin Cato under the car. He was under the car dying, but they left him, and it was just like he wasn't important. The driver, who was like might have been a little shaken up, they went and got the driver and left the kid there, and that's what made all the riots jump off. And that's after the riots jumped off. That's when Yanko Rosenbaum got killed. But anyway, I'm not really trying to get into that case because, that case is, it's just, that's water under the bridge. And, but the thing is, they just left that kid there, and the kid, he didn't die at the spot. I think they took him to the hospital. I think he died in the hospital. But this Trayvon Martin case is, like, to me, it makes me think the same thing because apparently they killed him, I think in February or early March, and you didn't hear about this until like the media got a hold of it. So basically, he got killed, and it was just like this is just another dead black kid. It was just going to be swept under the rug. And I'm saying he got killed, he got murdered. I mean, let's be real, he got murdered by this clown George Zimmerman, and it was just going to be like, hey, it was just going to be another dead black kid, and that's it. They use the hoodie and all of that stuff. Him look suspicious to say, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure it hit everybody, but I'm just like, I heard this case, everybody jumped on it, I said, well, I didn't really make a video when I first heard about it, because I'm just like, hey, everybody's talking about it, the facts, all the facts hadn't came out yet, but it's kind of clear and obvious, and, this is weeks later, and that they still haven't arrested this dude, and like, that whole story that Homeboy gave about he was following him, and then he lost him, then he came back, and Trayvon Martin popped out of nowhere, punched him in the nose, then banged his head. I'm like, that's so unbelievable. I mean, I'm not in the law enforcement, but you don't have to, that story's bullshit. I mean, if somebody's following you, and then you lose the person, and you're going to go back and attack the person, then bang the head on the ground and all of that, trying to kill them, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. That just doesn't make any sense. And I got to give, they said there was at least one cop who, didn't believe the story, and he was just like, yo, I want to arrest this dude, but then they said the prosecutor stopped him. I mean, the DA stopped him, but then also hearing stories that the high-level state attorney general came down and stopped it, and that they think the Zimmerman's father, who's supposed to have been like an ex-judge, had something to do with it, There's a whole bunch of stuff I know that hasn't come out, because I'm trying to figure out what was the point when Zimmerman actually told him that his father was a judge. I'm pretty sure he did when he thought he might be in some trouble. He was like, my father's a judge, and he's so-and-so and so-and-so. And I'm pretty sure that came out, that hasn't come out yet. I'm pretty sure he let the cops know that. He knew he was in some shit because he has a murder on his hands, and he was in some deep shit. So I'm pretty sure that came out. He's like, my pop's a judge. I'm pretty sure he told them that with the quickness. But, it's just like and the police chief, he was just like defending Zimmerman under this stand your ground law on him. I'm just like, it's just like he was going to be another dead black kid. If it wasn't for the media, nobody would have known about this case, and it would have been swept under the rug. And, it's like, black blood isn't cheap, but apparently a lot of other people, this was just going to be another dead black kid. And I know that a lot of people are jumping on the bus like, oh, black people kill each other. Yeah, that's true. That's right. In fact, black blood is kind of cheap to us because let's be real. Black men, we kill each other. We beat, stab, disrespect, kill each other with the quickness. We do it like it's like turning on the water or something like that. And there's no question we do it. And some people think we have no right to be outraged when other people do it. But I mean, come on, the kid was just going to he went to the store during halftime of the All-Star game, and this dude. In fact, the dude wasn't even on watch when he did. In fact, he's not on watch. Zimmerman himself, I think, was supposed to be coming from the store. Now, how are you going to go to the store, be coming from the store, and you got your 9mm on you? I'm like, come on now. Come on now. Is it that serious, Holmes? You got to go to the store. You got to carry 9mm to go to the store and come back home. And then you're going to see somebody who you think might be suspicious. I mean, it's raining, and he has a hoodie on. I mean, hey, if it's raining, I put on a hoodie, too. I mean, why get your head wet when you don't have to? He follows him. They tell him to leave the dude alone, and then wait till they come in. He goes off and does tries to do his old Charles Bronson Rambo thing anyway. And his neighbors are talking about, oh, he's a good guy. I'm like, come on, now, good guys will be walking around with 9mm guns and be ready to accost people. He wasn't even on watch. He's just like following this kid because he has on a hoodie. And of course he got on and he wasn't doing nothing. All he was doing was walking down the street, talking on the cell phone to his girlfriend. So I don't know, man. But this story, I'm just like, waiting for something to happen, and nothing's happening. They're not arresting this dude. I'm like, I mean, look, if there was a quiz of get 100 law enforcement professionals, sit them down and say, look, does that story sound real to you, that he was following the dude lost him, then the dude lost him, came back, told him he had a problem, punched him in the nose, jumped on the bank? That doesn't make sense. That really just doesn't make sense. Why? As a black man, I've been followed in stores and all of that shit before. If I lose the person who's following me, I'm not going to go back to them and say, well, here I am, what you be, blah, blah, blah. That's just, I don't know. I mean, I know the Justice Department's gotten involved in all of that, that. And the sad thing is that the key part of this whole thing is that it was just him, and there's no video of what happened. It was just him and Trayvon, and now Trayvon is dead, so now they only have his account. If there were no real eyewitnesses, the only so-called eyewitness, I think, is supposed to be some 13-year-old kid who the police were supposed to coerce him to tell them what they wanted to hear. So I don't know what to say about this case, man. It's just real frustrating. I'm seeing all the protests, but if this actually makes it to a court, like I said, the crux of it is, the crux is they told him to stay in his car and leave the kid alone, and he wanted to go ahead and mess with him anyway. And the fact is, no one but him and Trayvon knew what happened between that time. So he actually might get off regardless. But yeah, is black blood cheap? I think as far as a lot of other people concerned, I think some people would say, hey, we just let them all kill each other off, or they don't mind killing us themselves. I don't know. I really don't know how to end this video because, I'm just hoping that, that the family gets some kind of justice. I doubt that'll happen, but, I got my fingers crossed. I hate to be pessimistic like that, but realistically, from a legal point of view, what happened in between the time, the man should have never got out of his car. The kid wasn't doing nothing but walking down the street. So, if he was harassing people or something like that, it would have been one thing. He should have never got out of his car. I don't know. I have my fingers crossed and hope I hope they serve him in court, but that period of time between the cops got there to see Trayvon, they're laying there dead, and between the time he got off the phone, nobody, outside of him know what's happened. So that dude, I'm like, he was basically stalking Trayvon Martin, so there's no way he can really say that he was trying to stand his ground. He was stalking the kid. And, in fact, they heard, you could hear on 911, he asked the dude, why are you following me? And it sounded like he said something like, well, what you doing around here? I'm like, what kind of shit is that? You sound like, what the fuck you mean? Who the fuck are you? What do you mean what am I doing around here? Minding my business. Who the fuck are you? He probably might, I don't know whether he came back at him like that or not, but, it doesn't sound like he just snuck up like Trayvon snuck up on him. It sounded like, I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I hope the family gets justice, Leave your comments and let me know what you think about this. Thanks for listening, people. Peace.